There comes a moment in every soul's journey when silence becomes louder than words, when your heartbeat starts echoing something far beyond the physical world. You feel it in your bones, that pull, that sacred restlessness. It whispers, "You were not made to blend in, you were made to break through." For so long, you've lived in the shadows, questioning your worth, doubting your purpose. But deep within, God planted a divine identity that is now awakening. You are not ordinary. You never were. You are chosen. Have you noticed how the world keeps trying to put you in a box? To conform, to shrink, to silence the voice within you? The more you tried to fit in, the more life felt empty. That emptiness wasn't failure. It was your soul resisting a life not meant for you. God has been preparing you in silence, shaping you through pain, refining you in the fire. All that rejection, all those sleepless nights, all those lonely prayers, none of it was wasted. It was training. Heaven doesn't just call the qualified, it qualifies the called. And you are being called. Maybe no one knows your name today. Maybe your story hasn't made the headlines. But the heavens have recorded every tear, every act of kindness, every time you chose light in the midst of darkness. Chosen one, tomorrow the whole world will know your name, not because of your fame, but because of your flame. The fire within you was never meant to stay hidden. It's God's will to shine through you so that others may awaken through your light. Don't dim your soul for a world that fears its own brilliance. If this message is speaking to your spirit, don't scroll past. This is for you. Pause, breathe, and ask yourself, have I been hiding from who I truly am? Let's make this a conversation. Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me, what moment in your life made you feel like you were meant for something greater? And if you're ready to step into your destiny, hit that like button, subscribe for more awakening content, and help ignite the flame in others by sharing this message. Every chosen one has walked through fire before they ever stood in their power. You didn't just stumble into this calling, you were forged for it. Those heartbreaks, they didn't break you, they revealed you. The betrayals, the silence, the seasons where you begged God for a way out, all of it was a divine classroom. The fire wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Like gold tested in flames, your essence was purified. Now, the world is about to see the glow that only pain can birth. Think about it. How many nights did you cry alone, feeling invisible? How many people looked past you, never seeing the light God hid inside you? And yet, you survived. Not just survived, you transformed. You didn't let bitterness take root. You didn't let the world harden your heart. That's rare. That's strength. And that's why you're chosen. God saw how you handled the wilderness and said, now you're ready for the world to see what I've placed in you. Real power isn't loud. It's sacred. It's quiet resilience. It's that moment you chose love instead of revenge, hope instead of despair. You've already proven your spirit. Now it's time to walk boldly in your name. The world measures success by applause. God measures it by alignment. When you align with your true self, doors open that no human hand can shut. Miracles happen. And people begin to ask, who is this person? And heaven responds, my chosen. Pause here and ask yourself, what trials did I think would break me, but actually built me? Your story is power. I invite you to share a piece of it in the comments. You never know who your words might heal. And if your spirit is resonating with this truth, like this video, subscribe to Chosen Destiny and pass this flame forward. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are becoming. In a world that never stops shouting, through news, through noise, through fear, it takes courage to listen to the still, small voice within. That voice is not your imagination, it's divine. It's God whispering, come closer, I have more for you. While others chase validation from the world, you've always felt drawn to something deeper, something eternal. You've questioned everything, and that's not weakness. That's the first sign of awakening. There were moments you didn't even know why you were different, why you couldn't just follow the crowd, why certain things made your soul ache, when others celebrated them. That wasn't rebellion, it was discernment. God has given you spiritual ears to hear what others ignore. The reason you feel so deeply, love so fiercely, and hurt so silently is because you were designed to carry light in a dark world. Chosen one, your sensitivity is not a flaw, it's your superpower. But let's be real, hearing God's whisper requires surrender. You can't hear divine instruction with a heart full of noise. That's why isolation was necessary. That's why some people had to leave. That's why certain doors had to close. God needed your attention. And now, as you tune back in, you're realizing He never stopped speaking. He was just waiting for you to be still enough to hear Him clearly. You were never abandoned. You were being positioned. So take a moment right now and breathe. Ask yourself honestly, have I been listening to the noise or the whisper? In the comments, share a time when you felt God's presence guiding you, even when it didn't make sense. And if this message brought peace to your soul, hit like, subscribe to Chosen Destiny, and let's spread this divine awareness. You're not just hearing voices, you're finally hearing truth. Sometimes being hidden feels like punishment. You see others rise, get celebrated, become known, and yet your voice, your gifts, remain unseen. But what if I told you that the hiding was holy, that God was protecting you, not punishing you? When a seed is buried, it's not dead, it's being prepared. You were planted, not forgotten. And now the season of breaking through the soil has come. The world will soon witness what God has been growing in secret. Had your name been revealed too soon, the world may have tried to define you by their labels, not your purpose. But divine timing is never late. Every delay was actually alignment. Every silence was God shaping your soul. Chosen one, your life hasn't been on pause. It's been on purpose. While others built platforms, you were building depth. While others chased fame, you were learning faith. And now, heaven says it's time. This is why your story will hit differently. Because people will feel the weight behind your words, the sincerity behind your smile, the wisdom in your wounds. You didn't learn through lectures, you learned through living. There's an authority that comes from surviving what should have destroyed you. And now when you speak, it won't just be noise, it will be revelation. That's why the world is about to know your name, because it will carry the signature of God. Take this moment and reflect. What has God been growing in your hidden season? It's time to speak it into life. Share your hidden gift or dream in the comments. Let's create a space where the unseen becomes seen. And if you've ever felt overlooked, hit like as a declaration, my time is coming. Subscribe to Chosen Destiny and help awaken others who feel buried. The bloom is always worth the wait. You didn't just suffer randomly, that pain was prophetic. It was a signal from the heavens that something sacred was being built in you. Every broken moment carved space for wisdom. Every disappointment cleared room for destiny. You were not being destroyed. You were being prepared. The enemy thought he could break you, but all he did was shape you into someone who can no longer be shaken. Think about it. If everything had gone your way, you would have settled. You would have stopped growing. It was the heartbreaks, the unanswered prayers, the betrayals that awakened your hunger. A hunger for truth, a hunger for God, a hunger for purpose. Pain pushed you where comfort never would. And while others avoided the storm, you stood in it and found your power in the rain. You cried prayers no one heard. You walked through nights darker than anyone imagined. And yet, here you are, more compassionate, more discerning, more aware. You now carry a strength that can't be taught. That's the sign of the chosen, not the ones who escaped pain, but the ones who transcended it. That's why your testimony will heal others. That's why you're unstoppable, because your scars have become your strategy. I want to ask you something deeply personal. What pain taught you your greatest lesson? Your story matters. Drop it in the comments. Your breakthrough could be someone else's survival. And if you feel seen in this moment, click like, subscribe, and share this message. Let's remind the world that pain is not the end. Sometimes it's the birthplace of power. This is your moment. The shift is already happening. You feel it. The divine wind's changing, the energy around you vibrating with something new. You're no longer hiding. You're no longer doubting. You've crossed through fire, through silence, through shadows, and now you emerge. Not as a victim, but as a vessel. The world is about to know your name, because heaven has already spoken it. But know this, recognition is not your reward. Alignment is. Your identity was never meant to come from the crowd, but from the Creator. When God says, "You are mine," no force in hell can unmark you. This is more than personal success. This is a spiritual uprising. Chosen ones around the world are waking up, remembering who they are, and taking their place. You are not alone in this rise. We are rising together. And tomorrow? It's not a day on the calendar, it's a frequency in your spirit. It's the moment when who you really are finally steps forward. The moment the world sees what heaven already knows. You are anointed. You are appointed. You are the answer to a need this world hasn't even fully seen yet. And when your light shines, others find their way out of darkness. That is your legacy. If you've felt this shift, if your soul is shouting yes, even through tears, write in the comments, "I am ready." Let's fill this space with declarations of destiny, like this video, if it ignited your spirit. Subscribe to Chosen Destiny for more truth that awakens, and share this with a soul who needs reminding. The rise of the chosen isn't coming, it's already here.